Okay, today we received some new lenses for our Sony, which is currently doing the recording. Those are super fast lenses, not as in super quick, but as in large aperture, which means we can shoot at night. And that's why we're super excited to unbox these. I've got my keys right here. Right? Okay, I'll do this side, and you'll do the other side.
And I will play on the other side, yeah.
And that won't be enough to open the box. But let's try. Did you hurt yourself?
A little.
Now it's your turn. Actually, that's two of them, so which do you prefer? Wide angle or kind of tele-ish?
Wide angle.
Samyang. 35mm 1.4, which means f1.4 is pretty large. It's not the largest out there, but they're pretty affordable in comparison to even faster ones. Oh, void. You voided the warranty? Something? You voided something. They shall be forgiven for using this type.
So much plastic, yeah.
Kind of wanted to protect the lens, I guess. Oh, it comes with a nice pouch and a manual. That's something for me.
Actually, I like the idea with this.
The pouch, yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty beautiful.
It's
It is.
very practical, actually, because I'm always scared that I do anything like just the lens cap or something in my bag.
Shall I move closer to let the guys see? Okay, now get rid of the lens hood, as they say, against the light. Oh yeah, that's better.
It's actually, wow, it's very smooth.
So the build quality is kind of convincing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And since it's a fully manual lens, it has the aperture ring also. It's a fixed focal length, so it doesn't zoom, but it does focus, and it does change
Maybe this is
the
something
aperture.
you would like to see.
Now get it. And that is what f1.4 basically means. And that's, I don't know, does it go up to 22 or to 16? I'm not sure. What does it say?
22.
Well, I think you would never want to go up to 22 because the image quality doesn't really profit from that. I can see half your face. Wide lenses typically don't produce as much or such a strong bokeh, which is the blurriness. But this one does quite a bit. If I shoot you like this, I get a pretty blurry wall behind you, even though the distance isn't, isn't much of a distance. I would like to take some pictures of you.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll get to the 85mm, which is something you might want to use for portraits if you don't want to like cover a wide landscape or something, but kind of narrow in on one subject. Again, those are not zoom lenses, so actually that usually means the quality is better because, well, there's always a trade-off. Yeah, these are pretty affordable, yet very, very sturdy lenses. I'm getting rid of the hood. Oops. That's actually pretty small. I thought this would be bigger. It's interesting because the front lens is actually pretty large when you look at the size of the barrel, which is pretty tiny. Is it pretty?
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty small. I thought it would be way bigger. But it's relatively heavy, and you can feel it's still cold actually. We had it sit there for a while. This is plastic, but this is metal definitely. And oh wow, the focus ring is It's kind of hard to move actually.
Yeah, but very smooth and
I like that. Yeah, it's dampened very well.
yeah.
And wow, I really like that. And this is the aperture ring, which moves a bit more easily, actually, I would say, than the focus ring, which is always going to stay at f1.4. No, I might want to go up to 4 maybe, but beyond that, I don't know why yet. Perhaps there might be a situation where that makes sense. Okay, so this is the lens with its aperture wide open, and you can see this is kind of a big opening, which means there's going to get a lot of light in there, and that's why you can shoot situations with very difficult or very low lighting, such as full moon nights in combination with the Sony A7S. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And those are these tiny Samyang lenses, which are, again, relatively affordable for what they have to offer. And they're a serious competition for like the Canon luxury lenses and stuff like that. At, I would say, like probably a sixth of the price. Are we advertising these? I don't know, we haven't tried them yet really on the camera, but they're pretty good. Okay, this is not very stable now, the footage. But it's amazing. I had to bring down the ISO very much because of the much larger aperture, and it looks beautiful so far. Of course I can't see much, so the camera doesn't tell me what the aperture value is because it has no information from the lens, which is okay for me. And wow, you're sitting at a distance of, I don't know, something like half a meter in front of the wall, and the wall is already pretty blurred out. And if I focus on the tiny puppy, then you're completely out of focus already. Of course we all want sharpness, but we also want to set apart the background and the foreground. And if you turn your head a bit towards the light, minimum distance is something like this, which is, I think, about a meter.